Understanding the overlap between your song and your listener is the key to successfully marketing your music. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that it's all about statistics and numbers. I mean, I certainly fall into this trap a lot. It's also easy to think that we can spend more money, just throw more at it, and we'll get more results. And sometimes that works, but that's not always the case, because it's really more about connecting with people than it is about CPM or how much we spend or click-through rate or any of that other stuff. I'm of the opinion that music is a fundamental expression of humanity. It's how we communicate with one another, especially emotion. Music transcends our ability to communicate certain things with mere words, and it helps us to connect with one another globally, beyond language and anything else. And because it's about connection, it's important that we understand how to connect the right song at the right time with the right person through our marketing. So if we want the right people to discover our music and love it forever, let's talk about 3 different ways that we can successfully communicate that using paid ads or organic content. So the first thing we can do is we can create compelling visual content. Now, music is an audio first game, right? The song is what does the work. However, we live in a visual culture. Everything in the world around us, both offline and online, is centered around the visual, how things look, what do we see? And so it's a lot more powerful to couple your song with an engaging visual, a captivating piece of visual content that will get somebody's attention and keep somebody's attention so that your song actually has a chance to do the work in the first place. An easy way to do this is with good performance footage. This is kind of the lowest hanging fruit in this department. A lot of artists are making really great performance footage, basically little music video snippets in short form video. The long form music video isn't as powerful as it used to be. I mean, you can certainly make one if you want to. I personally still love music videos, but because short form content is the game right now, making shorter music video clips makes a little bit more sense. It's also just kind of more bang for your time buck, so to speak. But not every artist wants to perform. They don't want to sing and dance online, right? And some genres just aren't even really conducive to that. Like a lot of instrumental genres are all about the visual content and kind of the world building, like lo-fi or ambient music and things like that. You can do performance clips of that for sure, but there's something else outside of that that allows people to not put themselves on camera. So the question is, what's the common denominator between the performance clip or like the visual world building kind of animation clip, all that stuff? Where do they converge? Well, really, it's all about getting attention, capturing attention, and then maintaining attention. You want to get somebody to stop scrolling, basically, to put it plainly. It doesn't matter if you're running an ad. It doesn't matter if you're posting organic content. People are thumbing through content. They're scrolling through content. You want to get somebody to stop, which means the first frame or 2 of your visual content has to be captivating. If it's a video, the first couple frames have to do the work. If it's cover art, it needs to be really, really cool cover art, and it needs to be animated in some way so that somebody will stop and study it for at least a microsecond. Because once they stop, then you have the opportunity to allow your song or the right section of the right song to do the heavy lifting and earn their attention and engagement throughout the rest of the video, which will hopefully lead to them clicking through and actually listening to your music on any streaming platform of their choice. Now, the second way we can deepen this connection with marketing, paid or organic, again, it doesn't matter, paid or organic, is more psychological. Creating better visual content is like a practical thing we all can study and go to work on. The next one has to do with a little bit of a mind game when it comes to kind of the principles of marketing, and that is to make it about your listener. In regular sales, one of the key things you can do is to remove the word I from your copy. If you're writing like sales copy, if you're writing a blog post, you're writing email, stuff like that, remove the word I and replace it with the word you. You want to make your customer the hero of the story, not you. As artists, we often have this bad habit, and I will put myself in this category too, of making our music about us. We want people to fall in love with us. We want people to approve of us. Really, though, what we're after, what we should be after, is people falling in love with the song. Once somebody falls in love with a song or a collection of songs, usually that's when they fall in love with a band or artist, not before. Most of the time, people don't fall in love with a person who makes music and then fall in love with their music. They fall in love with the music first, and then when they become more of like a super fan, then they fall in love with the artist. So it makes more sense to position your listener as the winner here and make that song something that serves them rather than making your music about you. Because every song and every moment of every song is an opportunity to connect with someone's personal story. When you connect with someone personally, they feel seen, they feel heard, and they become a fan for life. And if you can do this effectively with organic content and paid advertising and just kind of the whole world you build as an artist, you can do this over and over and over again. And then not only are you connecting from artist and song to individual, but now you've got a shared story that multiple people can tap into, and it kind of becomes a fandom of sorts. And fandoms just win. Like people rallying around the same thing, that will build up your listener base and your fan base faster than anything else ever could. Now, the last way I think about connecting with people through content and advertising to market a song or market an artist is to tap into the right emotion. Songs are really a series of moments. They are stories in like a 3.5-minute window that take people on a journey. And there are sections of tension and release. So the build up to the chorus and then the payoff for the chorus, the build up to the drop and then the drop, stuff like that. There are all these little magic moments that can happen. And all these different magic moments speak to a different emotion depending on the song and depending on the moment itself. Some songs can have different emotions all throughout the song. Other songs are just kind of one basic emotion throughout with different peaks and valleys that explore that same emotion. So what I would say is think about any song that you're pushing through the lens of what you want the person to feel when they are listening to that. And this should inform how you market it. So for example, think about like a truck commercial and you hear the like palm muted electric guitar riff because the commercial's point is to accentuate toughness and masculinity because they're trying to sell trucks to dudes. Think about like the diaper commercial that has the baby running through the house and it's like a string section that's like happy and playful. And then there's an accident and then the music turns, but then we turn it back to happy because, accidents happen and life is really good, right? This is why commercials use jingles and hooks, audio stuff in their advertising to sell a product to somebody. Think about the Coca-Cola ad where somebody's down and out and then somebody shares a Coke with them and then the music turns happy because it's good to share a Coke with a friend, right? All of these emotions are at play with these ads. And maybe you've never noticed this in commercials, like standard product commercials on television. Maybe you've never seen it before. Now you probably will, and you won't be able to watch television the same. So I'm sorry. But we can do that with our own music. We can create content and create ads that do this exact same thing, only we make it about our music rather than about the visual product in the ad. So music and music marketing are about emotion and connecting, finding the right person at the right time with the right song, with the right feeling. If you can take your music and help someone to understand that it was meant for them at this time, really tap into what they're going through, I believe your numbers will go through the roof, certainly better than they have been, because you will understand the psychology behind why someone is listening to your music in the first place. So that's it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is a little bit of a different take on marketing than what I normally do, less nuts and bolts, more psychological, getting into why we do what we do. If you like this and you want to go deeper with topics just like this every single week, then I hope you'll subscribe to my newsletter, The One Thing. Every Tuesday, I send out one thing that I am either thinking about or testing to succeed as an independent artist and marketer. So if you want to subscribe to that, I'll leave a link to do so in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.